RCA 44, how's that for a classic? Proper vintage, old school looking, almost, Art Deco. This mic's from the 30s, and you've probably seen it in front of Sinatra, Dolly Parton, Elvis, and it's just a classic, absolute classic. It's a ribbon microphone, so it has a little piece of very thin corrugated metal right there serving as the diaphragm, which makes it very fragile. So if you're going to put this in front of a snare drum or a kick drum, you might break it. And these things are priceless. An original one is priceless. I think at about 1976, company called Audio Engineering Associates, led by the wonderful Wes Dooley. If you attend any trade shows, you'll see him with his big top hat. He started servicing all these old microphones because, Hollywood's riddled with these things. You see them in old movies and stuff like that. He started rebuilding them, and so you can pick up a Wes Dooley AEA version of this, but it's still, we're still talking thousands of pounds, because there's a lot of engineering, there's a lot of craftsmanship that goes into this, and quality costs money, unfortunately. So anyway, but this is an old original one, and well, you can have a listen to what it sounds like. Because it's a ribbon, it's picking up as a figure of 8. That's how the ribbon works, because it's so thin. If I talk into the side of it, probably find that most of my voice disappears, as opposed to when I do this, because it's so thin, it's not picking up. So it picks up at the front, picks up at the back, not at the sides. It is wonderful on vocals. I mean, I've used it on vocals in country songs, and it's just real warm, intimate sound. And you can get up really close, and it goes ooh. I've used it on horns. It's very nice on brass. Again, you have to be careful with brass, because there's a high output out of horns, so you don't pop the diaphragm. If you break the diaphragm, it's going to be costly. So putting a pop shield on that will help. I've used it on vibraphone, really nice on vibraphone. I've used it on acoustic guitar, sounds great on acoustic guitar. And just generally, if you want a warm, old school, very obvious retro sound, this thing is going to do the job. Wes Dooley's actually told me that he's used it on bass drums, but I'm scared. I'm not going to try it. I mean, he says that if you lie it flat on a pillow so that the air doesn't hit the diaphragm immediately, it works. So I trust him. I'm not going to try it. It's too expensive. I don't want to be the one who has to pay for this. So you can, have another little listen, between the on-mic camera and this beautiful RCA ribbon from the 1930s, which is just such a sexy mic. Signing off right now. So we're going to be looking at a chorus effect. What's chorus? Chorus is it simulates like a performance of a much more expensive brother, the U47, which was a valve mic, highly sought after, highly expensive. And